it's a busy week for you, obviously, this weekend. And right now we got Chris, the Career Killer Miller, on Pro Wrestling Enforcer, and he is joining us again. He's got a busy week, so we appreciate him being on the show, discuss his upcoming shows for this weekend, CSW, and also Lucha Libre Total, and he's one half of CNC Destruction with Cody James. They're the former CSW Tag Team Champions. So make sure to check out Ascension this Friday in Franklin Park, 7 p.m. LLT is in Cicero Sunday at 5 p.m. And Chris, tell us about why you decided to train to become a pro wrestler. Obviously, there's many different career paths, and why'd you choose this one?
I always loved wrestling since I was a little kid. My uncle and my grandfather were watching it one day. I just ended up walking in, and I just glued to it right away. I think it was the first match I saw was like a tag team battle royal, and I think the Road Warriors won it. That was like one of my first matches I've just watched. And then after that, I just got hooked on it. I've been watching it ever since. I just every day, every Monday, every Thursday, I was there to watch it and stuff like that. I became a huge Rock fan, And then obviously I became a really big Kurt Angle fan too, because I never seen Kurt Angle have a bad match. Everything Kurt Angle did was just gold, So since then, all I ever wanted to do was just be a wrestler, So I'm glad. I've been in the business for almost a decade now. I've wrestled just about everybody, so I'm enjoying it, man. I love it.
Definitely, and you reside in the South Side of Chicago, right?
Yes.
Cool. I'm sure it's a busy week, so hope we're doing well. And tell us, how is it like for you during the week, man? Being the life of a professional wrestler, we get to see you on the weekends, but what's coming on for you during the week before you get to the weekend?
Just during the week, I'm training. My trainer is Steve Boz too. He's been my trainer since I started. He's done a lot for me. Another person I've trained me well is Willie Richardson too. He's also done a lot for me too. I've had some incredible matches with him, incredible matches with Steve Boz. All week I'm just preparing, for the next week, and so it sucks too with this whole pandemic. That took the wrestling away from us last year. So this is probably most ever wrestling I've ever been. I've got shows every weekend. This weekend I got a double shot. Next week I got a double shot. So so I'm just training. I train for right now I'm training for this Friday too. This Friday I got a big match coming up, and then Sundays should be a pretty good night. So
definitely. And talk about training with the CSW and Steve Boz, how to help you get to this point. And
he's done a lot for me.
Yeah.
He's trained me a lot. He's also personal to train me too. He's pretty much like my mentor. He's done a lot for me. I've had some incredible matches with him. Like I said, I've been in the business for a decade now. So now I'm also training younger talents now too. Because I'm the oldest guy there. The longest guy there has been there. Everybody I started with is gone. It's a lot of new faces when I come in, but I do the best I can to acknowledge them. First thing I was taught was patience. You got to have patience with the newer people. Some people are not going to get it right away. Some people are not going to stay with it, So it's just I do the best I can to help them out, give them advice and give them some guidance, But I can only do so much for them too. But
for sure. That's cool. And then talk about CSW being like a family, how you've grown since being there.
Since I started CSW, everybody there has just been good to me. It's everybody's I feel I fit right in. Everybody doesn't treat me any different. When I first came in, obviously I was a rookie when I first came in, but now being in the business now, it's I come in, I feel like one of the brothers, I feel like one of the guys, I come back there, everybody's talking to me, another guy too that also helped me out a lot too was Marshe Rockett. He when I first started out, he was behind gorilla position every time with one of the matches. I don't know why he did it. He just did. So every time I come in the back, he always, give me some feedback, what I can do, what I can do better. He was always behind there. He really, really completed my character. He really pushed me out to my limit, So I have a lot of respect for a lot of the guys that have done this before me. I've had some incredible matches with a lot of the guys, a lot of people have goals. My goal was just to get a chance to wrestle everybody,
Sure. And you feel like you've done that so far?
So far, there's there's probably 2-3 people left that I have not wrestled. I never wrestled Nick Brubaker. He's like the next, if I don't get a match with him by the end of the year, next year, he's the number one hit list on my to wrestle next.
Sure, definitely, man. And, talk about the match with Steve Boz at the time. Why do you feel it was validation for you?
Well, when I wrestle, I wrestled. It's funny how you say that too, because Boz wasn't on one of the shows, and I wrestled. I think his name was Larry Turbo. I wrestled him, and him and I had an outstanding match, probably best match of the night. I come in the back. He tells me I felt like I was wrestling Steve Boz out there, and that's just the training that I got from Steve Boz. So with me and Steve Boz, we went out there. That was our last match at the Pyramid, the Edison Park Inn. That was the last time we were there. That was our last match there. And me and him, I'm the biggest bad guy at CSW. At least I'm not gonna toot my own horn, but when I go out there, I go out there, I get booed like crazy. Yeah. So when you got the biggest baby and the biggest heel going one-on-one, me and Boz had that crowd from start to finish. And we tore it up out there, it's an honor to always be in the ring with Boz.
Definitely. And your match against Marshe Rockett was a classic. Talk about how much you feel he elevated you. And as you said, he's another respected veteran.
Him, definitely too. I wrestled him. That match I showed you, that was back in May. That's what I'm talking about when he completed my character. Because me and Cody were brawlers. We're not wrestlers. We're brawlers. We're fighters. So, but he always told me, if you're gonna be the brawler, don't be the wrestler. If you're and so, we went out there, man. We were the main event. I never worked. That's Crash Tested Wrestling, and a company I never worked for. Me debuting against Marshe Rockett in the main event. Again, we tore it up out there. If I could relive that moment again, I would. I so would, because it was so fun to be in the ring with him. I had a great time working with him and stuff like that. He throws some mean chops, but hey, I don't care about that stuff. I love it out there. I always tell when I tell the new people all the time, the new kids, the new students, I tell them, if you're not getting a reaction from the crowd, you're not doing your job. One thing I've learned before is the moves don't mean nothing if the crowd isn't buying it. If you're hearing crickets, just take it home. That's why every time I go out there in any one of my matches, I get the crowd reaction with no problem. Again, I got me and Cody are the biggest heels out there in Crash Tested Wrestling too. So when I came out, I got the most booed out the door. And then Marshe was the big hero. So there were times they thought he was going to lose, they thought I had him, and then that was it. He came out of nowhere, So again, I loved working with Marshe Rockett.
It definitely shows in that matchup. That was one hell of a barn burner, and yeah. You and him match up pretty well. I mean, bigger guy, he's a powerhouse, very agile too.
Mm-hmm.
And so do you
definitely
feel like
I'm not the biggest,
Yeah, go ahead.
And obviously, you look at my size too. I'm not the biggest guy, but I took. You saw that match. I took the fight to him, man. I gave him everything I had. Again, I was he said be the brawler, so I came out there swinging and fighting. That's what I am. I'm not again with these younger kids. I tell them all the time, I've been in the business longer, but I'm not a better wrestler than you guys. You guys are more athletic than I am, but that's what you guys want to do. You guys want to do all that flips and stuff like that. That's fine. I got my own style. My style works for me, and I don't change my style up.
For sure. So talk about Willie Richardson, and you had a match with him that obviously was a loser leave town match. He's a guy that's helped you along your way in your career as well.
Before we get to that, we've had last man standing matches. We had lumberjack matches. I wrestled Willie. Probably was the one guy that really probably one of my biggest feuds in the business. Out of my tenure, we wrestled probably 6 years of rivalries. That was probably the biggest rivalry in CSW. Willie really pushed me to the limit. It was definitely past versus present, and again, me and Willie went to war. We tore the place down. We we beat the crap out of each other, you know. I have a lot of respect for Willie. Willie's like definitely like a father to me, you know. He's done a lot for me, you know. So like he was like after that match with the lumberjack match, he literally came to me and told me, he said, Chris, I want, like, when your time is up, I want you to believe in somebody as I believed in you. You know, like so basically that was like a passing of the torch moment in that match. So, you know, since I haven't really seen him since then. I reach out to him every now and then, but like working with Willie was definitely like the best time of my life working with him. You know, we've had about 6-7 matches, but again, we've been rivaling for like 6 years straight in CSW. Wow. We've had some outstanding matches. We wrestled like we wrestle like for a lot of companies too. So it's like we tore it up, you know. It was definitely a great time working with him.
Definitely. And everybody can check out those matches as well online and relive them. I'll sure will. And great to see respected veterans such as yourself with
awesome too, if you know this.
Yes.
Rest in peace, Willie.
Yes. And we're definitely saddened by him, by the loss. Yep. I appreciate you sharing that with us, Chris. And in your opinion, why does CSW connect with their audience? It seems like they have a great relationship with the audience there.
Oh, I don't know. It's just, again, the people I work with, like the people that push me, the people that I worked with, it's, again, it's the fan base, the fan base that I was getting out there, and like, when I played the good guy, I try to play the good guy, and yeah, I mean, it went so far as I can, but then, a lot of people, another thing that Marshe also taught me too is like, you got to find what works for you. You got to find what you're comfortable with. So me going out there being a heel, I feel like that's just me, because like, I'm probably a nice guy in the world, but I can act, but I could just come off to be sometimes an asshole and a dick. So when I'm in the ring, I'm just having fun, I'm having fun out there, yelling at the people like, just the last show, people were singing Chris Miller sucks. And I wasn't even out there yet. I wasn't even out in the ring, and I was getting that, So I go out there, I have fun all the time, like the fans, like I'm well known there right now, so I got a good relationship with the fans out there. So
definitely, yeah, they keep coming up. You keep them coming back as well.
Definitely,
yeah. You're teaming with Cody James, the CNC Destruction. You're taking on the Bruise Bros for the CSW Tag Team titles Friday, a rematch. Why is this important for you and Cody to come out on top against the Bruise Bros?
Well, me and Cody said, like, next month it'll be the year that me and Cody started a tag team.
Okay.
Like before we became a tag team, we were rivalries, we were enemies, we beat the entire year. We just ended up beating the crap out of each other, and then we formed a team, whatever. And then, again, like Boz has also trained Cody too. Like Cody's still he's new, and I'm taking him under my wing a little bit. So we formed a team, and like every match, there's always like so many matches I had never been at a tables match before, so this is going to be new for me, but I've been put through tables before, so I know how they feel. So this is probably another big step match for me. So I cannot wait for this match. It's going to be great. Also, again, I'm wrestling Steve Boz, my trainer, and then TJ Steele is another awesome guy that I've been in the ring with a couple of times before. Cody, me and Cody have been, so far him and I have been a very good team. The most dominant team so far in the business since we started. So I'm looking forward to this match Friday. I'm looking forward to this tables match. And going to be winning my 4th tag title, hopefully.
Definitely, and plus alleviate the pain that you guys felt when you lost those belts, right?
Absolutely, we all had them for 33 weeks.
For sure.
Okay, titles come and go. There's a lot of younger guys that they, and when you're young, you're new, you get your first belt, and then you got to take 1,000 pictures with it. I've done a couple of times with that, but one thing I told, they're just gimmicks. They come and go. They're cool to have. But hey, don't get a big head. A lot of people sometimes get a big head, and you got to slow them down.
Definitely, man.
You can lose it as fast as you got it.
Yeah, exactly. And the pain is lasts longer, right? Than the title sometimes,
exactly. Absolutely,
Yeah, especially with a tables match. I mean, are you afraid of, like, I mean, you don't want to hurt the guy, put the guy out, but it's one of those matches where it's high stakes. It's dangerous.
It's gonna be a physical contest. Yes, I mean we're gonna have, I don't know how many tables we're gonna have. There's gonna be 4 guys all in the ring at one time. So and it's limited. You got to put both your opponents through the table to win. So it's double elimination. So both guys have to go through the table. It's going to be physical contact. But it's probably not going to be as much physical as the women's ladder match.
Yeah.
So, but it'll be just as much physical with that. Now, I have never been in a ladder match before. I watched a lot of them, and those are the most dangerous matches. So if I ever get in one of them, I definitely will prepare for myself. But for right now, I'm okay with the tables match.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that one and that match, and also, Skye Blue, her success coming from the CSW. I know, she does training there as well.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, I've helped her out a little bit too. But she was actually, when she first came there, she was already athletic. There was not much I really needed to work with her. She was very athletic. Maybe just a little bit slowed down, but the girl is very athletic, and she busts her ass all the time. So I know the opportunity right now that she got is awesome for her. I'm happy for her. Obviously, the women wrestling right now is the biggest thing right now in the world right now, and tag team wrestling, which is why me and Cody became a tag team, because a lot of companies don't have tag teams.
Right.
So we're so far next month we debut our 4th company that we're working for, POW now. So
awesome.
So we're trying to get our name out there more. So
trying to collect more gold, right?
Definitely, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. And that's going to be an interesting match. Do you have a favorite on this one, or are you just going to enjoy it, seeing the destruction and carnage? The ladder match, the one that we were talking
I'm going to, I don't know who's going to win it. All four girls, they bust their ass, every time they're there, those girls, they give Skye a run for her money. They want that belt. So, I mean, only this time you don't have to get pinned. So anybody can go up there and grab that thing, So I will be... Hopefully, I'm not too beat up to not watch the match, but if I don't, obviously I'll be able to see it online, but I definitely will be there to watch it. I'm sure everybody in the back is going to be really excited for the match. Not to mention all 3 of the girls been on AEW, so that's definitely going to help us a lot too. So,
and plus Billy Starks, and make it a fatal 4-way. So that's interesting.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's the most dangerous girl too. That's what I watched that match with her, and man, she gave Skye a run for the money. Like I said, all 4 of these girls are going to bust their ass, and I'm looking forward to that as well.
Definitely. And then on a serious note, I know Lee Matalik was in an accident. We saw him on the CSW page. So any thoughts?
He's been doing good. I'm happy he's okay. He's reached out to us. He's
okay.
He's going to be out for about 8 months. It's a terrible way to go out there, but it's like we love this business, but we got our own lives outside of the business, and anything can happen. That's why it's like, I work at a hospital, and everybody, this whole virus thing, whatever, this whole, thing is crazy, but I mean, there's a lot of other things that can still kill you too. Let's not forget about that. Like thank God he didn't die,
right.
But he reached out to him. I said, get better, man. Hopefully when you come back, there's another guy I also been helping him work with him a lot more. Okay. So hopefully in 8 months he comes back, and hopefully he's a lot better than before, So, hopefully when he come back, we'll be waiting for him. I say, we'll always be here for you, man.
Definitely. And your advice for the new professional wrestlers, anybody that says they want to break into business?
I mean, anybody, hey, if you really want to be in this business, hey, another thing, again, you got to learn how to take a hit, because I've been in the ring with some of the meanest guys, so when you come in this business, you got to give it all, everything you got, this is what you really got. I'm dedicated to this. I mean, I'm going to do it until I can no longer do it. Even if I don't ever make it to the big times, I'm still doing what I want to do. I mean, I could travel. Like I said, I've been here for a decade now. I've been probably all over Illinois now. I've done a couple out-of-state shows for the guys that want to really do this, CSW training school is definitely the place to go to.
And then what can we expect for your matches this weekend? Obviously, we are seeing you at Ascension when C&C Destruction take on the Bruise Bros, and then Lucha Libre Total should be an interesting night for you guys as well.
Yeah. I mean, CNC CSW is going to be a great show. We got a lot of good matches. You know, we got definitely every show so far. Every show we've had has been a great show. So CSW is definitely a good show to watch. We got a lot of, you know, we're going to have a big, nice battle with the Bruise Brothers. You know, that's going to be a chaos match. The ladders match, that's obviously the main event too. So that's going to be a great match. Marshe Rockett's in the number one contenders match. You know, he's obviously going to be great. Nick Culler, Victor Free, they're going to tear the house down. You know, so we got some. And a lot of other special matches they have announced yet. So CSW Friday is definitely going to be a good show. And as far as Sunday, you know, the last time I was at the Cicero Stadium, I met Rey Mysterio.
Oh, wow.
You know, so I got to share the locker room with him. I got to be on the same show. I opened the show, he ended the show, you know, and, you know, like, that's another thing too. A lot of people too, like when you see big timers like that, you know, you don't be a mark, you know, you're like, oh my God, that's Rey Mysterio, you know, so it's like, it was pretty cool. You know, I got to take a picture with him. I think I have one too, you know, so with him. And, you know, so obviously the last time I was there, they had over 500 people too. So I'm looking forward to that too on Sunday. So me and Cody and I are going to probably get a tag up against whoever's there for us. So yeah, it's going to be exciting.
Well, I appreciate you telling your story, Chris, and being on Pro Wrestling Enforcer podcast today. It's been a pleasure to have you on, and everybody check out CSW Ascension. Make sure to check it out. This Friday night, Franklin Park, 7 p.m. We'll post a link here on more information, and also Lucha Libre Total and Cicero Sunday, 5 p.m. And appreciate you being on the show, Chris. And you know, like to get the story of the big nasty heel once in a while, you know.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, definitely. I love being the bad guy. Hey, I love it.
Okay, man. Definitely. We'll see you out there soon. And can you do me a favor before we go? Can you do a shout out for Pro Wrestling Enforcer?
Everybody, shout out. Pro wrestling is an awesome thing to do. Shout out to you, man.
Awesome. Appreciate you being on the show, and everybody check it out this Friday and this Sunday night. Take care, Chris. Best of luck to you.
Take care, man. Thank you.
Bye.